Hello everyone, welcome to my new series of uh, chatting with our UiPath experts and MVPs. So in the first series, we have Deepak Rai from India, one of our new MVPs this year. And he's a really amazing character and very popular among the UiPath community. Uh, I have really loved your content, Deepak. It's really nice. And thank you for accepting my invite for this session. So, he's a really amazing guy and very good in the technical side. And he's also leading a team of 14, which is really great. So, thank you for accepting the invite for my first session.
Thank you, Lionel, for having me here.
No worries. So, to
Really
start
glad
with,
to be part of this series. So, yeah,
yeah, it's really an honor to have you
yes,
as
please.
well. So, in today's series, we are actually focusing on some of the most common concerns that our community has regarding the roles and responsibilities of different people when it comes to RPA projects. So, as you guys know, in a automation project, there are different roles. We have developers, business analysts, solution architects, and so on. And each of them have their own responsibilities and roles. So what I have come across is time to time we come across different issues and concerns regarding the nature of the team. So sometimes people have issues or concerns regarding this stuff. So today we thought of addressing that. Yeah, so to start with, the first thing is, since we are talking about RPA developers here, Deepak, can you help us with the developer role? So, how does it look like, and what kind of a role a developer, RPA developer is?
So, whenever we are talking about the RPA developer perspective, so developer is having some sort of actions which needs to be automated, or we can say that the process. Sometimes people are thinking RPA is doing just a process automation or creating a script for the process automation itself, but it's not always true. Mm, Right now, due to the advanced features available in UiPath and in the RPA domain, so we can do lot more with the UiPath team. So, if we are talking about the as a RPA developer perspective, let's take an example of automating or creating a script on SAP application. So, the person who is manually doing this stuff, we are automating the complete flow of SAP or any of the enterprise application. We can take it like Salesforce, SAP, or ServiceNow. So automating these things or creating a script on each and every step is basically a task of RPA developer. So first, if RPA developer wants to create an invoice process in SAP or any enterprise application, so he or she will create a particular script, and based on their script it will execute coding part, and once it is completed they will get a response. So executing or creating this flow is basically a task of RPA developer.
Yeah, so just to add a few points to that as well, from my experience, and when it comes to RPA developer, they mostly do get the task from their senior guy, either the team lead or the solution architect, right? So probably they will give you the workflows to develop and what kind of a structure it will look like. So probably his main focus is on those stuff as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So good. So the next thing we have is, so we are talking about the task the RPA developer do. But when it comes to responsibilities, What sort of responsibilities do a RPA developer have? Like, so even though when we talk about RPA developers, there are different stages again, a junior developer and a senior developer. So I once came across this question from one of the guys in the community. He was pretty new to this RPA and he was just starting up as a developer. So he had this concern, what should I do and what are my responsibilities as a RPA developer? So you can shed some light on that.
Yeah, so as you said, means a developer or junior or senior developer is getting a task from the event with their team leads or with the solution architect. So flow is going forwards like this only, but senior developer will get some more complex type of work, like whenever it comes to the different flows to be integrated, or small component which can be merged with other flow. So that all is a part of senior RPA developer. And when it comes to the junior RPA developer, might be solution architect, the person. It's totally dependent on the type of work what they are doing or what they are creating a flow. So based on that, junior RPA developer will get simple tasks as compared to the senior RPA developer.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So when it comes to this task, we sometimes get to use different tools depending on the technology that we are using. Um, so if we take UiPath, what sort of tools or platform in the UiPath platform? You know that there are 20 odd different products they have. So for a developer, what's the most important tool? What's the most commonly used one?
As a part of RPA developer, UiPath Studio and UiPath Studio Pro is a very helpful application, which mostly I think 90% of RPA developer is using for creating their flow and sequence on regular basis. So there are different activities they can use it. And right now there is a one more product is available in market, that is a test manager. So for the testing perspective, some of the RPA developer is using test manager tool as well. So that's three things I can say: UiPath Studio, UiPath Studio Pro, and third one is UiPath Test Manager.
Yeah, that's a really good point that you mentioned. So this is the other most important point. So a lot of people ask when we do this automation, when we develop, how do we test it? So this test manager is actually really, it's not the test manager, it's the test suite. It's a really amazing product that UiPath has. It can basically test different applications and also to test your workflows that you develop. So if you are using Studio Pro, you can easily configure that and use and build your test workflows just like another normal workflow that you develop, but with different set of activities. So
Yeah, then test suite is again some third party application integration as well, where we can directly log the defect or creating test cases. Each and everything is available, like integration with ALM and Jira, which is best suit for the test suite.
mm, yeah, that's really cool. Um, because as we know, a lot of people come to RPA from different backgrounds. I myself am from a business intelligence background. I initially didn't know anything about RPA. You are from which background?
Now I now I understand you're from the business and intelligence. Earlier, I was thinking you are purely in the RPA domain only.
No. I actually started RPA in 2019. Before that, for like more than 8 years, I've been doing the data analytics and BI related stuff. So it was really amazing shift that I had. So likewise, there are a lot of people coming from totally different backgrounds. even from non-technical backgrounds like finance and
Right.
other stuff. So um, just to help those guys who really want to start RPA in as their career path, who are chipped in from different other backgrounds, maybe non-technical would be the most helpful in our case. So if someone is moving from a non-technical background and looking forward to be a RPA developer, uh, as you see, how can they change their career path?
So frankly speaking, when I started my career in RPA development, so that time I was a part of media domain where I used to create a script and everything, create a complete flow of script in STB Tester tool, which is the one of the tool for the media domain. So basically, when I shifted to the RPA development phase, I don't think so. I find out any challenges. So I interacted with the like you and Syed or different UiPath enthusiasts who always try to share their knowledge with the community. So if anyone wants to start their career in RPA development phase, basically they have to do some sort of academic courses from the UiPath. So first, that is the basic part. So whenever anyone wants to start it, just follow their basic concept or fundamentals of UiPath. Then once he or she will start learning on the fundamental part and start creating a small use cases that will help them to begin their journey in UiPath or RPA development. So same way I also started my journey. So first one of my colleague told me that your path or RP development is very much easy task. Why you cannot start it? Because you are in the development phase and it will find it out very much easy for you to create a script or become an RPA development or become an RPA developer. It's in easy. So within a week, I completed the complete course of UiPath Fundamental series on spending 3 or 4 hours regular basis, and post certification is out for me on UiPath Fundamental series. Then uh, the person who suggested me told me that you can create a small use cases. Then I thought, why I cannot start my YouTube channel? So I started creating the use cases and started uploading on my YouTube channel as well. So from there, my actual journey starts. And when I started creating a small use case, I love to create more and more. So it gives me a more improvement point of view. And again, when I stuck anywhere, I started posting my question on UiPath forum, and I found when within a fraction of second or within a fraction of minute, I'm getting a response on the UiPath forum of my all the queries. Then I thought this is the best place. So whenever I will stuck anywhere, just take a screenshot or take a issues logs and post it to the UiPath forum. And suddenly I thought whenever I'm getting any issue and when I try to resolve it by my own, so why I cannot share my own experience with other as well. So I started replying to the others question as well. So same like me, if I stuck anywhere and I got a resolution from the someone else, and if someone else is looking for the same type of response from the others, then he or she can also get the response on immediate basis, so that their problem will be resolved. So these are the small tips I can suggest to them. So if anyone wants to start their journey in RPA development, first go to the UiPath forum, create your account. First, start with a UiPath fundamental series. Once you will finish that, start creating small use cases. Small use cases, nothing but maybe you can take Excel automation like merging the script or merging the two columns or copying one row to the other row, something like it, transposing the column or row to column. So these small use cases will help you to grow yourself or to learn more about RPA development.
Yeah, that's really cool. And to add to the same experience, I had a similar experience just like you. When I started, I didn't know anything about RPA. Only thing I knew is like there are physical robots that can do stuff, but I haven't heard about software robots back then. And when I started with the RPA, first I started with the academy, and it was really easy to follow. And I had a little bit of programming knowledge, but I didn't use a lot of programming because I was from a different domain. But it was very easy to follow, and even for a non-technical guy coming from a different background like finance or manufacturing, for example, they can easily understand. And if they are really not familiar with coding, you can still do simple automation using DistribuX, and that's that tool is for. So in my case, I was also going through the academy, going through the foundation course, and then the forum. It was it is actually one of the best forums that I have ever seen. You can get replies from anyone, and the good thing is they are very supportive. And nowadays we have a lot of content as well, and you can easily reach out to them if you want really personal level assistance. Um, so it's really nice to have that support. Actually, it's like an invisible team
Right.
behind you.
Yes, right.
Uh, So yeah, so just like that, if someone from a non-technical background like finance or manufacturing or any area, if someone is trying to be an RPA developer, they are familiar with their domain, right? And so when you are shifting in terms of use cases, maybe they can try out their own stuff, because even as we speak, a lot of people do a lot of manual work in these domains. So maybe, for example, he's someone from finance. Maybe he's taking care of some invoices and processing those. Maybe he can
Right.
simply do a little automation to automate the email reading part or documents likewise. So yeah, any suggestions that you can add for guys from that domain?
So finance domain, if I'm talking about the better, you can use the document understanding feature where you can automate your invoices, and if someone is from the like we can also form 16. So form 16 is a very structural format. If anyone wants to compare and log it as a rejected or accepted state, like for tax related declaration, which organization is accepting for all the employees. So that is also possible to automate. So that is a bigger part. As I said, emails, small email automation is also very helpful for these beginners who wants to start their journey. Maybe they can try it out on Gmail or Outlook if it's already configured in their system. But Gmail automation is also possible. So these small use cases is very helpful. And if someone is from the different background, like you said, manufacturing, so there is also different or small use cases. They can pick their own use cases and try to do it on the small cases. So whenever we'll try with the small use cases, we will definitely will find out the path. So that's a accurate way for starting their journey in UiPath or RPA development.
Yeah, and that's a really good way of getting some experience as well on real world
Right.
case studies. Because when you're starting, your company might not be into RPA at that time, but still we have the community version with almost all the available features that we can use. So you can just try out even the stuff that you are working with, like simple Excel stuff, email processing, likewise.
Yeah, right. Excel is using everyone in all of the organizations, so automating that as well as helpful for the small use cases. Like in every organizations, Word and PowerPoint is also using. So they all can try it on the Word or PowerPoint itself. Then again, when it comes to the second part of command line, so they can try it on the command line as well. So these are the small use cases they can try it out.
Yeah. So with that, someone might have a concern like what sort of applications that we can use for automation, because different companies use different products. And in each domain, they have their own software system, like could be web applications, could be desktop applications, anything. So if we can also think about some of the most commonly used applications, so whoever is really interested in doing some stuff, they can maybe try to focus. Like for someone who is coming from a different background, if they can uh, get some insights on what kind of applications we mostly automate, that will be really helpful for them, right? So like SAP, for example. So I have worked on SAP and Salesforce, Excel most of the time, and some web applications. The other thing is Oracle EBS. So that is a little bit difficult because of its nature. It's Java based, right? Uh, so what are the other tools that we can think of?
For organization point of view, if I'm talking about the HR point of view, so Workday is one of the big tool, and every organization is using for managing KRA and all. So that is again one big tool anyone can try it out. Then second part on the ITSM, that is IT service management services like ServiceNow and Wisdom. So these two is also very much. So whenever we are talking about the ServiceNow point of view, so user can create their own incident, assigning the incident to the user, then checking the complete flow of incident is completed or not. Then these things are can be automated. Then as I said, we can also use it some of the ERP applications like PeopleSoft or Salesforce. That is also possible to automate it, because these activities are already available. You can learn some of the activities and start doing. So once you will start doing, you will automatically get to know, yes, this is also useful, or I can use this one as well. Post that post that if we are talking about the project management perspective, there is a one tool available in UiPath, which is well integrated with the uh, our UiPath tool, that is Kibana. So that is project management perspective. Zendesk is again help desk support applications. So these all applications are already available with their forum, and they can integrate with directly with UiPath and try to use it. There are two way of doing this. Either they can use it API, or they can directly use the applications activity. So just like if person is using for the service now, they can either use their API, or directly they can use the available activity of service now for automating the stuffs.
Hmm. Yeah, and the other good thing is using the UiPath marketplace, we can find a lot of connectors and a lot of
Yes,
pre-built components which we
right.
can very easily integrate with these applications. So I have used a lot of components there for Salesforce and many other tools. It's really
In fact,
helpful.
yes. In fact, Salesforce is a trial version is free for 3 months. So if any developer wants to start their journey with UiPath with Salesforce, so they can create their own account on Salesforce, and for 3 months they will get an instance for free of cost. I mean, without investing anything, they can directly start their journey. or creating the flow on Salesforce itself. And once that instance is completed, 3 months completed, you can create a new instance as well. So it's just
Yeah.
changing of instance, you will get again 3 months. So I think 6 months is more than enough for any developer to become as an expert in RPA development.
Mhm. Yeah, that's really cool. And I agree because of how easily things are available and accessible in today's world. Even especially the academy courses, it's very basic and anyone can easily follow. So if someone asks, how soon can I learn this from knowing nothing to be a pro in that case? I think 3 months would be really enough. What do you think?
It's more than enough actually. So as I said, when I started my journey, so I was a part of development team, and I started my journey in .NET development, means my professional career. When I switched to the RP development, within the 7 days, I completed the complete fundamental course and started creating a small use cases. So I don't think so. I took more than 3 months, but yes, 3 months is a more than enough time for anyone to become expert in RPA development.
Cool. Um, Good. So the other thing is now we have actually talked about the people who are working in different domains and who are willing to get into RPA as a developer. But what about the freshers who are just still studying in universities or just pass out from the university? Um, how can they easily start with RPA and find a career as a developer?
I think this question is answerable to you only because because you have already delivered with some of the universities the content to the freshers. So as a part of freshers, if anyone wants to start their journey in the RPA development, it's very much easy. Means uh, looking out the support system of RPA development, so you will get it on immediate basis. Then the second part on the technology perspective, content is more easily available on LinkedIn, UiPath forum, as well as there are many YouTubers who have created lots of content, lots of use cases. You can follow them and try to reach out them. Try to ask question. As many question you have, you can ask it and clarify it. It is not costing anything for you. So whenever you will start asking a question, you will immediately get reply. So you will also learn, and the person who is giving the response, he will he or she also do some the homework as well, so for answering the your questions. So I think it's the best part. Better you can create your account on the forum and ask as many questions you are having. Try to get the answer from there. If someone is not replying, you can approach with other person which is already available in the UiPath forum. And if you are having account on LinkedIn, connect with the other person on the LinkedIn. They will definitely the community. UiPath community forum is very much active on LinkedIn and UiPath forum, both the places. So if one is not responding, then definitely other will reply to you as soon as possible.
Yeah, and Deepak is also very much active in the forum and also in LinkedIn. So you can reach out to him. Yeah, so actually, a lot of experts and a lot of newcomers I have seen, they are very much active after getting into RPA and helping the others. So it's a nice way of building the community as well as sharing the knowledge. And the other thing is, uh, just like them, there are a lot of mentoring programs going on, and I have recently seen a lot of people offering help for the newcomers and being a mentor for them. Because what I have noticed is I connect with a lot of people every day, and you also do. Uh, from most of them, what I hear is there's a lot of content available, but for in some cases they really need someone who can closely monitor them and guide them, because they are very much new to this industry and who are really starting up in their career. So in those cases, reaching out to these amazing characters, it's really helpful. And the nice thing is, no matter how many questions you ask, they will reply to all of them. Uh, and
And even though on UiPath community forums on regular basis, there is a in last month itself, there are some of the community members who have already shared their knowledge with the that is a beginners or learning session with the others as well. So on regular basis, UiPath community forum is hosting some of the community member to prepare some sort of content and share with the freshers as well as for the experienced person. So in I think uh, before 2 months as well, there are 4 or 5 members which I was also part of that, and Lyra is also delivered some of the content. So it's always there to start the journey in the RPA development or UiPath development. So if you search for the any webinar content or any sort of UiPath community events, so you can definitely reach out to the community forum and register for their RSVPs.
yeah, and I also wanted to take this opportunity to mention this point, because this is something that I heard from a lot of people. Because sometimes people, mostly newcomers and younger generation, we are quite old. uh, they have this concern, right? Because whenever they have this questions or anything, sometimes they hesitate to contact the experts, thinking whether it's even okay to message that guy, whether he will reply to me, likewise. So I really want to tell you is, don't hesitate. If you want to know something from them, feel free to just message, and I can be sure that they will always reply. So don't be scared, or don't get don't think twice to reach out to anyone.
Definitely. So if sometime anyone is busy and not replying, definitely in another some hour, definitely he or she will reply on anyone questions.
Yeah. So the next thing is, especially for newcomers, this is when someone is starting as a RPA developer, the next common question they come across is, what is the pay scale for a developer? What do you think on that?
It's totally up to the developer how much he or she is having willing to grab it. So frankly speaking, the market is open for everyone, and opportunities are flooding everywhere. Actually, the word flooding is very much suitable for the RPA development. So it's flooding everywhere. It's to your talent how much you can grab it, but if you are actually asking about the range, so for the fresher also can grab it around 6.5 lakh per annum,
Oh,
and I
yeah,
don't think so it's available in every domain or every development phases for the freshers, at least for the freshers. So
yeah,
minimum he or she can expect 6.5 as well. That's the starting point which they can set up in their mind, but it's up to them.
oh,
So if uh, the person who is having a more knowledgeable and trying to get take more risk as well, so definitely they can get more on that.
yeah,
So
yeah. That's good. And the other thing is, since there are a lot of opportunities, you can, and with the content available, you can build your profile and be more stronger on these technical topics, and that will help you to start off with your career and also to grow from there. Mm, so I think we are reaching out to the end of my questions that I have. The last thing is, apart from what we discussed as of now, any other things that they should think of when they are planning to become a RPA developer? Any other stuff?
Yes, try to be more active as becoming an RPA developer. So, uh, whenever you are getting a response from the others, try to share your knowledge with the others as well. So, that's the first part I will say. Second, empty your all your bank account. Definitely, you will you will get a chance to earn more in the RPA development. And rest point I can hear from you, Lyro, actually.
Yeah. So when I started as a developer, so as I said earlier, I'm from a different background. When I started, after doing the academic courses and everything, what helped me to be who I am today is actually engaging in the forum.
Right.
So this is a very nice place. It's not only a place to ask questions, you can also contribute by answering questions. And that is
Right.
also another way of learning because a lot of people around the world have different kind of questions, and for most of these questions there are more than one way of solving it. So by answering, at least trying to answering, will help you to get different perspective of these questions and different way of solving the issues. Yeah, that's what helped me a
Right.
lot.
I think it's helping with every community member who is answering the questions or even getting response from the others. So, as I said, whenever you are trying to get an answer from the other person, try to, if you have any other suggestions, you can add your own suggestion. So, might be it will clear out the other person doubt as well. Like, yes, definitely we have the second option as well. So, this type of activity will resolve others' queries as well.
Yeah, and also don't think that in case if you are not 100% sure about the answer, don't think that anyone will scold you for giving a wrong answer, right? So if you think that it's the correct answer, just mention it. Maybe that's another way of solving it.
Right, right.
Yeah. So I think we have reached the end of the questions that I had. Do you have anything else to add to our conversation?
Yeah, one point here. So whenever you have any doubts, definitely reach out to reach out to us, and we are always looking to respond you for any of your queries. I love to share my knowledge with you. I don't have any issue whenever you reach out to me.
Yeah, that's a good point. So feel free to reach out to Deepak and also myself and any of us. There are a lot of very famous characters in the community, so you can easily reach out to them. So feel free to do that. And I think it's time to wrap up. Yeah, so I hope this conversation was really helpful to newcomers who are willing to be a RPA developer in their career, and also for the guys who are joining us from other backgrounds. So I hope this is helpful, and thank you very much, Deepak. It's really an honor to have you in the first session as well, and to be a part of this conversation. It's really nice talking to you. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
And have a nice day. See you guys later.
Thank you.